Ah, sweet. We are live. What is up, guys? Just checking if anyone's in chat and wants to say hi. Say it now. I'm still waiting for Kevin. So he should be here. I don't know what happened to him. He said just let me know when you're ready, and then I sent him a message saying he can set stuff up so long, and he didn't receive the message. So I don't know if his internet is down or something. Yeah. So I mean, I guess I can go through our app as a little bit of a recap of where we were at. Um, let's actually head over to there. So yesterday it's quite a bit of a mess. I mean, these helpers, they're not being used right now. So I'm just gonna save that. Basically, we removed all our like updating board logic because what we wanted to do was we wanted to set up our Firebase. So let me actually just go get our Firebase project quickly on the side. Where is it? Yeah, our TicTacToe Firebase. So move that over here. And what we had was we had our database. And our database is what pretty much had the board information on. So yeah, you have XXO, so that means it's XXO on the top, and then nothing, and then X in the middle, then nothing, then nothing, then X in the bottom middle, then nothing. That's what this is. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It starts at 0, not 1. So yeah, ends at 8. And then we just have a is game done, a message, player turn number, etc. But like we had the app working like locally on React, and then we moved all the data over to Firebase. So today, what the plan is we are going to, what are we going to do? We want to, yeah, there's our board matching Firebase. So if we change this X to O, and we saved it, then on our app it changes to O. So yeah, the plan is today. Or hopefully Kevin will come online, because I don't know where he's gone. He's just disappeared. Yeah, I think while we're waiting, I might as well get started with some of it because he already knows how to do the hook stuff. So we're gonna set up some hooks. He's online now, so I might find him in a bit. So what I'm gonna do is create a new hook. Remember we made a hook yesterday to use the room. This goes and fetches the information that we had. Now I'm going to do another one, but I just want to go see how I did my other updates quickly because I want to get it like right first time. So you do GitHub leaderboard. That way we can actually see, because I do remember that updating is very different to reading. So yeah. We will see. Just setting up some stuff on the side. Is Kevin coming on? Yeah, I think he'll send me a link soon to join him. Sweet. So yeah, we have this hook that goes and fetches a room. So we're gonna have another one that's gonna be UseMark. So UseMark means marking a block, like making an X or an O. Sorry, I whacked my mic there, my bad. So like making an X or an O, that's what UseMark is going to be for. And pretty much, I don't actually know what we're going to submit yet, so I have to think about that because it's quite a process. Okay, let's see. Kevin's got, yeah, his internet was down, so he's coming. It's fine. I just did a recap. He already knows what we're up to. So the way it did work was in our pages. When we clicked on a specific mark, we had to take in the index. So that index is very important. So if we look at how use room works, we kind of copy it. I don't think we're going to have to use state because, yeah, we will use state just to say it is busy creating, even though we won't actually like output anything. Maybe we'll output like a dash if it is busy creating, just to like show that, okay, something is there And also, if it is creating, then what you kind of want to do is disable like clicking again. So that is quite important, actually. So we'll keep our is like, just what we had is fetching. We'll be like is marking, We need to do import DB. Okay, cool. Kevin is up. I just need to copy this link in. Let's add him in here. Get him all added up here. Hello.
Hey, what's up, my bro?
I saw like you're literally like, oh, just let me know when you're ready, and I like sent you a message and you just didn't get it, and I was like, oh, come on, dude.
Yeah, you know what's cracking when that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
the
haven't.
worst.
I've just basically gotten started with creating like a new hook.
Okay,
So what? I should share my screen with you actually. That would help.
please do.
Yeah. And there's your face.
Hey,
And then so like basically I'm making a UseMark hook,
okay,
which is basically, I say basically a lot. It's gonna like be what we do in this handle click.
okay,
So instead of running handle click, we're gonna run UseMark or like
okay, cool.
MarkBoard.
All right, I
Should we
see.
just call it UseMarkBoard? Yeah, be easier to understand. Gonna
Cool.
rename it to UseMarkBoard because we're like marking the board with an X or an O.
Awesome.
So yeah, I'm pretty much copying how we did the room.
Cool.
So I'm doing from services because that's our DB that we created in our services over here, which is like the Firestore. So it's firebase.db. That's what that is. The symbol doesn't matter because we can look at whose turn it currently is. So rather than like, in the UseMark, the moment that we look at it, like to click on it, we're going to go fetch the current player and stuff first.
Okay.
Like we're going to fetch the board state first. So we actually have to do this like quick get a snapshot of the room just before we do it. But then we don't have to like stream it. So we're not going to copy this. We're going to like do like just a like document.get,
Okay, cool.
So I think actually the ID is important because you got to mark like, with the ID as well, like the ID of the room. So what is part of this this interface? So let's just start and I'll make interfaces later. So I'm going to say const use MarkBoard, and to do that we need the room ID. And I'll name it room ID here too, just so you kind of have an idea of what ID we're looking for.
Cool.
There we go. So that's a bit easier. That changes there. So that's just, you need the room ID because you need to know what board state we need to fetch. Because that's important. And then we need the actual board index. I'm just gonna call it board index, and that's a number. It's that number like 0 to 8. So again, if we look at our app, right, things are broken at the moment. It's because I made this UseBoard thing. So like, but yeah, you get the picture. I guess if we go, I should actually go to the Firebase deployed version of the app. Just do TicTacToe. There it is. Yeah, I'll wave up here. And I must remember to open the other one in a local host just so I have it, local host. So the board, like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that's the board index that we're looking at. So if we click this one, it will send through 0. If we click this one, it'll send through 8. If we click this one, it sends through 4, I think. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay, that's your face. Cool. So
awesome.
And then we simply do our stuff in here, and we do our export default use MarkBoard. Cool, great. Now, this TypeScript stuff's easy. We're just saying that room ID is a string and board index is a number. So it means if we try to put like a number in here or a string in here, it will complain when you try to use like the actual UseBoard.
Yeah.
Actually, we don't actually take this in. We don't take the board index in here. We take the board index in because we're going to do one of those mark things, remember? We're going to like make a method that marks.
Okay.
So we're going to make a function called MarkBoard in here. And over there, we're going to take the board index.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. And then like later on, we're going to return MarkBoard.
Okay. See.
Yeah. And so MarkBoard is a function that takes in board index number. We're also going to have a state, use state or const. And we're just going to say is marking, you know. So,
okay, cool.
And set is marking. And that's going to equal use state. And by default, it will be false. So at the start of this, at the start of us running this MarkBoard function, we're going to set is marking to true. Then we're going to do some stuff, and then we're going to set is marking to false at the end.
Okay, awesome.
Cool. So, and then we also want to return that is marking value from here. So this means like when we want to use it later, we'll say something like UseMarkBoard. Or we'll say const. We could say const. This is how we're going to use it. I'm just like showing it as an example. I know you kind of get this already, but in here we'll stick the room ID like which is like a string AAA, and we'll get is marking and MarkBoard from it.
Okay, cool.
So these values that we return here, we get to take it out, and this is how we'll use it in the component. Then when we want to call MarkBoard, we'll just say MarkBoard at index 4, and then in here we're going to go get the actual existing board state, because then we have the most up-to-date version and we mark the board like that. So it's still going to be kind of like a one-player update thing, because we need to go create separate users and add additional like variables to our board state to say like who's playing as X and who's playing as this, so that like only users can mark a board when it's their turn. So that's a thing. Yeah, what was I going to say? Okay, cool. That's great. And we'll just pop an alert like saying it's not your turn. We can do something nicer later if we wanted to.
Okay.
But yeah, we're not there yet. Okay, so that's just an example of how this would work.
Yes.
And now with that said, I actually want to make like another output interface. So I'm just going to make an interface output to make sure that like these values are actually matching the type that we expect as an output. So is marking is always going to be a boolean. So if this is marking like suddenly becomes Barry, then like I need to apply this output actually to. So if you say it after the function here, it means this is what's going to be returned.
Okay.
So it's going to complain like, okay, is marking is a string.
Okay, awesome.
You know, so it's like no.
Great.
But if I set it to like false, it would be fine.
It will be fine.
But obviously it's complaining that MarkBoard is there because it's going to be like, I didn't expect MarkBoard. I was only expecting this is index. So the way you do functions in like an output is you just write the function as is. So this, it's going to take like an index, or we can call it board index, but you can call it anything, but I'm just going to call it board index so it's like very clear. It's supposed to be a number and it's a void, so it doesn't return anything. It's just a function that like goes into an endless void. You know, like nothing gets returned.
Okay, cool.
Because we're not expecting anything to be returned. The way our game works is when the board updates, we're already subscribing to the board, so the board will update on the UI anyway, so we don't have to like return stuff and send values around like that.
Okay, cool.
So that said, yeah, that's pretty much like how our whole interface stuff works. So that's TypeScript sorted. Just so that we'll have our mistakes pointed out really quickly to us. Now, the next thing is going to be, we must remember that this is an asynchronous function. So the way you write async functions is you do it like this. for the normal functions. I know with const,
Okay,
like
cool.
remember const was like const myfunc.
Yeah, and then async.
And then you
Yeah.
say async like that. But
Yeah.
if you want to
This
do it
is
like
different.
this is
Yeah.
like that. It's like a
Sweet.
very different syntax. So yeah, we obviously immediately set that to true. We
Cool.
have the board index. Now, what do we do? I'm just thinking. So what we basically do is we first check if the board index is empty. So we need to kind of get the whole
Okay.
board first. So that's quite important. Like we need to actually get that board and get these values, you know, is game done and the player turn and turn number.
Yes.
So that's the first thing we need to do before we try anything else.
Okay.
So in order to do that, I'm going to put everything in a try because we have the try catch stuff. And in here, I'll just console.log error. Console.error. Oh, error like that. Okay. And we're gonna say const snapshot equals await db.collection. So we already set marking to true, so it's like busy loading. You know, now everything that happens between here and here is gonna do its like stuff.
Cool. Awesome.
So we say and I'll like make this closer. So db.collection, and we're gonna say but it's collection at rooms.
Yes.
And then we just say, we also have to say doc, and then we're getting it at the room ID. And then we say doc get.
Okay, cool.
So we're getting a snapshot of the room, like this specific room ID. Cool.
Cool.
So, and we're waiting to get it. So nothing's going to run until this value is done. Like the way, that's why we do it asynchronously. Because we want to like pause everything while we're waiting to fetch this data. Otherwise, JavaScript is just crazy and just keeps running other stuff to be as efficient as possible. And we don't want it in this case. Because otherwise, snapshot will be undefined. So we have the room. Now, I think if we just do, I've got to remember how to do, like how to just fetch like an individual item. I feel like we should like console.log it.
Cool.
Or like, what if I said that, like it might just TypeScript complete it for me. Yeah, you could just say snapshot.data, I guess.
Yeah.
And I think that's a function.
I remember we also used that doc.data.
Yeah. So actually, instead of saying doc here, we're getting the doc. So we just say doc.data. So we can actually get those other values that we wanted, like is game done and player turn and stuff from here.
Okay.
I think. I know I spelled that wrong. I'll just fix it now. Turn number. So player turn. Got like a cough. I must have corona.
Oh no.
So the thing is, like, it doesn't exist on document data or undefined. So I think what we first have to do is make sure that we find the doc. So we say if doc.exists, then we can do everything in here.
Okay.
Now it's still going to complain because it thinks like it just says it's not used, but it also says it doesn't exist on document. Now because we said doc.exists, we have to do like, we have to let TypeScript know that we know that this is definitely true. So we put like an exclamation mark there to say like this is definitely true. So now our error should just say it's not used, which is good. That's fine. Without this, it says it doesn't belong to like document data or undefined, but it does belong to document data, just not undefined. But because we've checked that document exists, we can say that. And I think what we might do is, instead of like wrapping this whole thing in something, we'll just check if doc doesn't exist. Dot exist.
Cool.
And then we I don't know, like just return saying return like a console.error.
Cool.
Or console.error, sorry, and say like documents or room with that ID does not exist. And it's unlikely that they'll experience this. That's why I'm not
Cool.
like doing too much error handling here, because like,
Cool.
and yeah, this is where I'm gonna move it back down like this.
Awesome. Room is R, the two M's just change.
Yeah. So
Cool.
this is where the syntax got here a bit last night, is like, because it's only one item, it
Yes.
runs this. So this
Yes.
runs on its own thing. Like it's
Yes, I
separate
see.
from this block. But if you wanted
Yeah.
them to run together, obviously you do your curly brackets and you put them like into the same
Both in. Yeah.
thing, like that. But
Okay,
we're
awesome.
not. So because I've done this, it's gonna auto format it to look like that, which is fine.
Cool.
So we know that these values are working. TypeScript's not complaining. The only thing it's complaining about is that these don't exist. Now we can start, like, because we have the room, we can start looking at all of this. And then,
Awesome.
you know, this set stuff over here is going to be us updating the room. We're going to update the room once these conditions are met. But we'll probably update it all the time, just depending on what conditions met.
Okay. Awesome.
So it's going to be a bit weird. We're going to use the helpers that we made as well. So like we used the helper to get the checkboard and see the outcome.
Yes. Cool.
And yeah, there's a whole bunch of like maybe even putting this outcome into a, I don't know, like updating values basically. I don't know. It's so much, dude. It's so confusing. Okay, but let's just start from the top.
Cool.
This is gonna be a hectic function, but the cool thing is it becomes a hook, and we've moved the whole complexity out of the components. We're just putting it into this hook. That's why we do this, to move the complex stuff here. So we have the board. Oh, we need to get the board from here as well. Fortunately, we have that. So we get board, and then we go at board index. And if it is, we basically have to say if there's nothing at board index. So if it's null, that's what that means. It's a nice little thing. So if board is null, and game is not, what is game done? False.
Okay.
So if it's not is game done, then we run everything in here. So
awesome.
First of all, let's just make a new board, because we're gonna have to update it. So this is just the current board that we're copying.
Cool.
So again, I'm just kind of copying what we have here already. Sweet.
Awesome.
Now I'm going to use our helper that we had, equals checkboard. So the checkboard helper comes from helpers. So I'm just going to import it. I mean, let's go quickly look what it does.
Cool.
From helpers. So checkboard basically runs this this function where it takes in the is turn, like whose turn it is, board, and turn number. So instead of saying is turn in here, we're going to probably update it to match our player turn. So we're going to say if player turn equals X, else, you know.
Cool.
Yeah, like a bunch of things.
Good. Sounds good.
So we're going to update this function. The check win over here is the function that we have here. And this is just, you know, checking if like we have the player symbol matching.
Yeah. Awesome.
If the board at these different win conditions, you know, top row, next row, bottom row, first column, next column, last column,
awesome.
And then the diagonals over there. That's all cool. What I was thinking about this is because we only use this check when in checkboard, I'm going to move the function into checkboard. And then we're going to, up here, I'm going to remove it from here because like we're not really like, it's just a helper within a helper. So instead of getting it from helpers, we're going to get it from /, oops, I'm just gonna import the whole thing because it's a default import now, and we just say
Cool.
./check_when because we're not going to use it anywhere else. So it's just part
Okay.
of like making this helper simpler.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. Bro, I wanted to just ask you quick. You know, so basically on the left screen at the top there, if board index is equal to the little hyphen,
yeah. Up here.
yeah, up top, all the way from the top,
There.
right
Yeah.
underneath. Yeah. And okay, so you know where it says and is if the game is not done.
Yeah.
So we first initially set the game
Yeah. It's supposed to
done
be
to
that.
false. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We
So,
first initially set the game to false,
yeah,
correct?
that's good. Yes, we did.
And then, so this is
So if
saying,
this is basically saying if you ignore everything else, if the game is done, we're not going to let you try and mark the board. We're not going to run this whole
okay,
functionality because, like, what if you finish the game at like, XO like in the middle,
okay,
Basically, if we look at the web app, because the web app's still running, if we said this, we want the game to be done. You don't want to try and click anymore because we've already won.
yes,
But that's what it
yeah,
prevents us from making updates.
okay,
So the
cool,
first thing, so saying if board is like if the index is null,
okay,
then we can put
awesome,
a value there. But then the second one's saying if the
yeah,
game's done, we can't put a value there.
okay,
So
awesome,
that's what that does. Let's grab some drink quickly.
sweet,
Sweet.
awesome,
All right. That's that. Yeah, you did mention that is game done thing. It's just because we
yeah, it is,
commented it out. Like we
yeah,
changed the value in Firebase, and that's where we're gonna have to change how this checkboard works.
cool,
Because what's supposed to happen is we need to checkboard now. Now checkboard is gonna have some values in it.
okay,
Um, there's like a whole bunch of stuff that's gonna happen in here. I'm just trying to think the best way to organize it. But this checkboard takes in the new board, which is good. It takes in an object, so it takes in new board.
yeah,
And it takes in isXTurn, which we don't have because we actually have player turn, and it takes
okay,
in turn number.
okay,
So I'm going to replace this isXTurn with player turn,
yeah,
but that means we need to update this function. So
cool,
checkboard function. This is going to change to player turn. Cool. Gonna make it alphabetical because it's an object, so the order of the parameters don't matter. We're actually sending in a whole configuration object in here.
yeah,
So I need to update the interface. Say player turn, and our player turn is not going to be a boolean, it's going to be a symbol, which comes from typings. The typings we defined the other day
yep,
in here. So we just said
so
symbol
X
X or
and
O.
O,
Yeah.
yeah,
So just like kind of making sure that we're all on the same page.
yeah,
Like with types.
make
So we don't
helps a
hard
lot,
code these values in there. But I mean this typing over here we're not reusing anyway, so like we'll
cool,
be fine. Okay, cool. So the player turn. Now in here I'm just gonna say if player turn equals X, and down here I'm gonna say if player turn equals O, like that.
cool,
And we're gonna I'm gonna put in O and O here because we're gonna update our check
yeah,
when. So check when is also
yeah,
gonna have
yeah,
the symbol must come from like typings, not
yes,
yeah. I think both of them should come from there. But
cool,
I'm gonna import symbol from typings. Sorry, I'll answer your question now.
that's fine,
Then block. I haven't made a block one yet in typings, so
okay,
let's make like a block. I should probably do it. I think it will work fine if I do it above. Block equals symbol or null. That's the new thing for block.
awesome,
So yeah, block
cool.
can be a symbol or null. That means if we go back to here, this is all good now.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm gonna just say like, nah, that's good actually. Sim for symbol, that's fine.
Cool.
Right. Anyway, you had a question.
Yes, so there, if player turn is equal to X and everything at the bottom, if turn number is is greater than or equal to 5.
Yeah.
So now I just wanted to say, so at the end of a game, so say someone makes a mistake. So go onto the game quickly. Oh no, but on the local host one quickly. I
Yeah.
want to see. Okay, so it says X wins, right?
Yeah.
Just clear board quickly and try get to the ninth turn. And then at the
Oh,
ninth
I
turn
accidentally
you
won.
must
Sorry.
at the
Let's make
ninth
sure I don't win.
turn at the ninth turn you must win. I want to just see what it outputs there.
On the ninth turn, you must win. Oops. Okay. So it's X's
Yes.
turn. I'll play here, and then does still say O wins.
Okay, cool. All
Yeah,
right.
because we
Okay.
actually, why does that work? um,
Yeah.
so that turn number, the checkboard only happens like how does the checkboard work? Okay,
It
gonna load
breaks
here.
out. Oh, yes.
So yeah, if it's bigger than this, then we check over
Yes.
here. We check if they win. And
Yes.
then like we first check, does X win? Then we check, does O win? Then we check
Yes.
if the turn number is number 9.
Yes.
Yeah. So like if they won first, then it returns. Yeah. As you said, it breaks out if one of them wins. So it first checks for the win before
Yeah.
declaring a draw.
Okay,
So it's
awesome.
basically like if they both don't win, then we declare a draw. Yeah.
Okay. Because if we didn't break out, then it would return draw at the end instead of
Yeah. Because it
X
will
wins,
like
correct?
check like
Yeah.
yeah. So that return
Okay.
means we jump out of the function, which is
Awesome.
perfect.
Break is cool, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, over here it's just return.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah. Break is for the switch case stuff.
Yeah.
If your switch case is not returning. But yeah, it's because
Yes.
I think it makes sense to actually keep our switch case here because you can easily see, okay, if they win, do this. If they lose, do this,
Yes. Awesome.
Yeah.
We should make something cool, like if it's a draw, you say, you guys suck.
But I mean, we're not
Yeah.
even going to do the set message stuff here. We're actually going to set like certain
Yeah.
values. So,
Yes.
um,
Okay. Awesome.
we could just put it
Thanks.
all into if statements.
Cool.
um,
Thanks for explaining that.
Maybe we should. I don't know. I actually like the switch one. It just makes more sense. Saying like
That's cool.
is game done. So we're gonna put a whole bunch of new values in here, like the new board and new things. Okay, cool. So we got this
Cool.
outcome. The outcome's working. We've updated our helpers to deal with the outcome. So that's cool. Now we need to switch between the outcome, what we're gonna do. So
Okay.
and the nice thing is because we're using TypeScript, if I said case X wins instead of X win, it will complain that like
Yes.
it will say X wins is not comparable to type checkboard output, but
Okay.
X win is. So
Cool.
that checkboard output over there
Pops in.
comes from like you can actually, I think if you alt click on it, it goes to the
There
function
we
and then
go.
you can see the checkboard output what it
Awesome.
is. So yeah, we're gonna have a case for X win. We're gonna have a case for O win. We'll have a case for draw, and then there's the case for none or default. The default case will just do the same thing.
Cool.
Default and it's good practice to have a default. So you say break. This works the same as how the if statements work. If you're gonna have multiple
Yes.
lines, you need to have like curly brackets.
Cool.
So it's like there's the sort of function of all of this. The
Yeah.
last one yeah, we're just gonna have like one thing change, just like the new message.
Okay, cool.
So what I probably would do here is, yo, dude, maybe I will put this into another helper, based off of the outcome. So this outcome is going to return a like is game done and return a message.
Yes.
So
yeah, let's do that then. That's cool.
Because that's all it does, is it returns a message and it returns is game done. And
Yeah.
this over here, it will return is game done to be false. So
Yes.
I'm about to sneeze, so give me a second.
It's chilled.
There we go. Cool. So bear that in
Awesome.
mind. We've got this cool thing. I'm just trying to think what we should name it, because we can put the whole thing into here. Like we can move this checkboard into a new function.
Yeah.
I guess we can call it get current game state, or get new game state.
Okay.
So we'll have like a new message and a new is game done.
Okay.
So helpers, and we'll say get new game state. Sounds weird though. Get updated game state.
Yes.
That
sounds better.
Should call it room state. Just game state, room state, game state. Same thing really. So I'm gonna move these helpers into here.
Cool.
That will happen eventually. I think if I refresh this, that if I cancel running this will work properly. Windows. Go. Yes. Move. Move in there. It hates me, dude. Just won't go in there. I wonder if I copy this and put it into there, and I'll just delete it. There we go.
Yeah.
There's some like folder denied access. Now it will work if I just like delete everything permanently. Delete that. My gosh, this doesn't happen on like Linux and Mac. It's just like Windows. It's like I don't want to delete stuff. Maybe I'll delete them like one by one. Yeah. Now it's deleted. Except this checkboard is supposed to be inside check-win. No, check-win's supposed to be inside checkboard. Okay. So what we have here is we're just going to make a new function called, is this in helpers though? Yeah. So this new function is going to be called get updated game state. It's quite a long function name, but I mean, we only call it once. It's a nice thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, in all honesty, we're only going to use this helper in the UseMarkBoard, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm probably going to do in that case is move the whole helpers into there. Because, yeah, that's kind of what's happening. It's not going to freaking let me. So I'm going to go into there myself and copy it. And now I'm going to go delete everything one by one here. And that means I can delete that. Okay, so, and I mean, if we're only gonna have one helper, yeah, we could just not do this process, but it's fine. This and this are the same. They should not be the same. Okay, so I know it's confusing and weird, but basically we're gonna make our get updated game state helper in here. So I'm gonna export default, get updated game state. It's a function, my bad. And it's going to take in these values here. The new board is extern, blah, 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 all that stuff, right? So the input's the same. Let me just make an interface for input. And that input is going to be exactly the same as checkboard. I know it seems weird, but we'll get there. Symbol comes from typings. I just press Control Space for that to like do those shortcuts. It like finds it for you. That's the cool thing about TypeScript. And then we have an interface output. Are you still there? You're very quiet. You must be focusing really hard. You're not still there. Kevin has left the call. Oh well, he'll rejoin when he can. Okay, he wants me to join on the new link, so I'm going to do that. Hello. How's it
Hey,
going?
what's up? Sorry, dude.
What happened?
I have no idea. Like, literally just kicked me off the internet. Said no
Okay.
internet connection. All
Yeah.
of a sudden, back on.
Well, I didn't go on too much without you, as far
Yeah,
as I know.
just moving that stuff over.
Yeah. So I'm just like basically everything's been moved properly now. It's just that
Cool.
now instead of saying checkboard, we're gonna
Cool. Can you share screen? Thank
that would
you.
help. Yeah.
Please and thank you. Sweet.
Cool.
Yeah.
So basically, instead of saying this checkboard here, we're gonna say get updated board state, and we're gonna put in the same things because we generate the
Yes.
outcome based off of these values.
Of
And then
course.
the outcome, instead of giving us an outcome, we're gonna give it an
Yeah.
object that has the it's basically the only things that change in this
Yes.
is the well, I guess we could actually fit these things in here too into the same function. So
Okay.
we will say like a new message, new is game done, new turn number, new player turn, and
Okay.
new board. We already have new board. So
Awesome.
like, yeah, because this new board gets updated within the
Okay. Cool.
thing. I mean, we could actually move the whole board here. So we'll put board in here. And then one of the things we'll return in this outcome is new board.
Okay.
So that's, yeah, I know it's weird. It's really weird right now.
No.
But
Yeah.
yeah. So
It's
from
fine.
helpers in here, we're going to get, because it's like that, I'm going to move it like this. I'm going to say get updated game state. Okay. Now let's go continue to write an updated game state. Okay, that's fine. That's normal. This thing over here, the new board is extern stuff. What we're now taking in is board, and we're
Yes.
taking in player turn, and we'll
Cool.
take in turn number.
Awesome.
So those stuff we obviously get from the data, so it's already
Yeah.
like
And then
received.
at the top there where it says new board.
Yeah, we just change our input. You're right.
Cool.
And this doesn't have to be any more. We could just say block from typings as well.
Okay.
So make it pretty. Right.
Cool.
So in here, we're going to make a const new board is going to equal that existing board.
Yes.
So we already have that. That's great.
Okay. Awesome.
Now and this outcome now is going to be the get updated game state.
Cool.
And from there, we're going to get like a function. And I'm going to remove all this switch stuff because we're going to put it like in our other stuff.
Okay. Cool.
I mean, I'll stick it in here so long. Down here we say const outcome equals checkboard. So in checkboard we still have the new board thing, and we still have to add in player turn, and we still have to add in turn number, right? Because that hasn't changed. And now the checkboard and check win will work as we expected, and it'll grant us like these proper outcomes.
Okay.
Now we're gonna add a bunch of values. So we already have new board. New board's good. New board gets updated. But we're gonna add some values called let new message.
Yes.
And like it's just gonna be empty for now, and we'll have let, like, well, basically I'm gonna move this here, and then let's go look at what we had. So we update the message. We're gonna say let new is game done. That's gonna equal like false, because we have to set it to be a boolean, because if we want to change it, it's gonna still, like, it's gonna become the value that we, like, the type is gonna become the value that we initially set it to be.
Awesome.
Sweet. So these are just like default values. They're all gonna update based off of the outcome. So what else does change here? So we say let new turn number. That equals just like a number.
Cool.
I mean, those ones actually, they're not going to change based on the outcome, so we can just put it in the returned object.
Okay.
And this is where we can deal with our output. So
cool.
Over this stuff all here is part of input. So now it's going to stop complaining, and then it's going to return an output. And the output, like this over here, is going to be new board, should be a block array. It's also going to have new message, should be a string. It will have our new is game done, should be a boolean. It will have a new new player turn.
Cool.
Should be symbol.
Awesome.
And a new turn number. I don't think there's anything else that's new. That's a number. Cool. Hi, Hetan Javier. I can't pronounce your name. I'm so sorry. I have no idea where you're from. Where are you from? Let us know. I don't know how long ago you sent that message. I just saw it now. There's like a 10 to 20 second delay, so I do take some time to respond. Yeah, what was I going to say? Okay, cool. So we got all these new values. Those are going to be the outputs.
Yeah.
So down here we say new board. Great, it works. New boards already like exists up here. We created it like right at the beginning. I'm just gonna copy these all in and then take out the types. It'll be easier. So take that out. Comma, 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 and that. And yeah, so the new player turn is just going to be the current. It's going to be based off who was already playing. So if the player turn is equal to X,
if
the player turn is equal to X, then the new player turn will be O. Otherwise, it means there will be X. So there we go.
Cool.
Turn number in here is just going to be the current turn number plus 1.
Yes.
This stuff is going to be, we already have new board, new message, and new game. We're setting based off of these outcomes over here. So
perfect.
Pretty straightforward. All of these are going to have a break statement in it, except the default, because default means we're like at the end of the loop anyway. So what we do in here is we're going to say new message equals X wins. Done. Cool. And we'll say new message in here equals Owens. And the new message in here is going to equal, yeah, you guys both lose. Everyone loses. Whatever message you're going to send. So the new message in here will be equal to, yeah, now we do that whole string literal thing. So it's going to be someone's turn. And what we do here is we basically say if player's turn is, actually we just have to say player's turn. Because
because it'll
we already
either
have
be X or
X, or although it should be the opposite person's turn, I think. Yeah, it's going to be the opposite person's turn. So it has to be the new player turn. So I'm just going to copy that then.
Cool.
Yeah. So if they are X and it's currently, like if the current player's turn is X, then yeah, the new message will be the opposite person's turn. So yeah, that's that.
Sweet.
Now just do the new game is done. That will be true. If I can spell it. My word.
2.
So yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. And otherwise it's just false. It stays false.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's fine. Cool. That means we kind of got the new board state. Now we just have to update it on Firebase. So back to our room. Why is this complaining? I don't know. But one of the things I should do in here is actually say that it is a Boolean. Not that that matters, but it says it's not being, it's because I hard coded that in there. That makes sense. Cool. So now I'm saying is marking is equal to the value there, the same variable. When I said that is false, it was hard coding false for that value.
Okay.
Great. So now that means in here we have all those values. I'm just going to copy this and then remove the extra things. Cool.
Cool.
Yo, dude, we could even put that stuff in here. Nah, but we want to, this is, yeah, if it's not the case, then, so if it is the case, we do nothing. I'm just thinking, we should actually do this on the outside of our app. Although it's good to do it in here. Because we have this state already.
Yeah.
So I'm going to move this to the outside of our app, like to the room. And we're going to say if that is the case, then we do the marking thing.
Okay.
This index will just go in here. We'll call it board index, I don't know. Yeah, we'll just call it index.
Cool.
So when you have the const use mark ID thing, we'll do it like in there. Yeah, so that's a thing.
Cool.
Yeah, so I just wanted to move that out there so that we don't go and refetch the board state.
Okay.
I think. Oh, I'm indecisive, dude. I'm so indecisive. Yeah. We should keep it to because the UI is updating it anyway. So we want to like not trigger fetching extra stuff and trying to do extra actions if it shouldn't be done in the first place.
Okay.
So doing that at the UI level is good. We don't really need this stuff now, clearly. So I'm going to remove all this because we've done that.
Cool.
We have to make a use clear board as well. Um,
Oh yeah, we still have to do that.
So, and we have to actually update our board. But I just want to move over to this side because like, you know, it'd be cool to start, you know, showing how we're going to implement this.
Yeah.
So export default as, what is this called? UseMarkBoard. So these, you know, we can get the flow of things going. Oops, my bad. So now in our room pages, we can say use MarkBoard. And yeah, I'm gonna be like, oh no, I need the ID. Use MarkBoard, and we need to put the room ID to say which board we're marking, and then we'll say is marking from there, and we also get MarkBoard, which is the function.
Cool.
Now, if this is the case, we want to mark the board at the specific index, the board index, because MarkBoard takes in a board index, which is a number. So yeah. And I don't know, like, I think for all of these, I'll just say, like, if it is marking, then we're going to do, like, a little dash. Just to be like, oh, we're busy marking, you know?
Okay.
And then we also need to say, if it's currently marking, then we, like, also don't want to, we don't want to, like, double run this handle click.
Okay.
So it just means it's, like, disabled.
Cool.
I mean, even on these blocks are divs, so you can't disable the divs. But I mean, basically, we're ignoring the click if they currently are marking, you know?
Okay.
So only run this if it's not marking.
Cool.
So that's good. Yeah. But I mean, they're all gonna be like, you know, okay, like cancel, like you can't mark, you know.
Yeah.
Like maybe what we could do is have like a styled block to say, like, you know, if they're busy marking, it like changes color to be like, you know, a sort of like yellow freeze or something. But
yeah,
we'll do that later.
cool.
I think I want to keep this video focused on just like updating Firebase stuff. So we'll try and get the clear updates, and then I think we can call it a video. Then tomorrow we can do like, I want to do like the login page,
Yes.
and sign up page, and then like just some like cleanup. So we will like, we'll make it look cool.
Awesome.
So we'll do some style component stuff tomorrow.
Sweet.
Just looking at the time, we're like an hour in, and it's like, okay, we still got a
Jeez.
little bit more to do.
Yeah.
So now we need to actually do the update based off of this new data that's just come in. It looks so dumb with that little explanation mark on the side there. Okay. Oh, we don't need that anymore. So yeah, I'm just only going to destructure the data that we need.
Okay.
Board index. Okay, that's I'm wondering where the heck we need to get the updated game board based off of an index that we put through. So we must have a problem in our helpers somewhere. Because where are we putting the index through? So new board, check board. Oh, yeah, it's got to be in here. So you got to set the new board at index equals player turn. Which we haven't got yet. Let's say it is equal to the player, or no. Like that. So that means we need to add in a board index value.
Okay.
Which just means in our input, TypeScript makes this a lot easier to see now it's wrong. So see here that
Yeah.
we're missing the board index. So we can just add it in here.
Very cool.
Don't know what's complaining about now. Duplicate. What do you mean duplicate? Oh, it's like const. So we make the new board and then we set
The new board, yes.
So yeah, dude. Oh, I just heard from my friend Rick, who works at Luno.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like I sent him a voice note this morning, so it's cool to hear.
Man.
Yeah. I just thought like I better catch up with him because he lives here in Joburg now. Like he's from Cape Town.
Oh gee, that's
like
awesome.
I know him from like Stellenbosch, you know.
Okay, sick.
And like he moved up like a few months after I did, but we never really hung out.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the funny thing is we both go rock climbing at the same gym, so I've only really seen him there. Like,
jeez.
Yeah. So super cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah. Anyway.
You can tell me later.
What does he do? He's he was the lead iOS developer. Like,
okay.
I think he might have like moved up a bit more.
Yeah.
Even from there.
Awesome.
So yeah, sorry, I'm dying here. Now we need to do our update. So the update's going to be another await. So we say await db dot collections collection rooms dot doc, and again we already have the ID at the room ID. This is cool. And then instead of get, we're going to say update. So we had to get the existing like thing.
Yes.
Which is a bit crazy. I mean, the more I think about it, the more I think our MarkBoard should just not go and fetch this because we already have the room and we already have the document and just pass it all through.
Whoa.
So instead of doing this, we could pass all the details to the board. Maybe we should do that.
You want to?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna add a new parameter in here, and this board.
Cool.
I'm gonna make it any for now, but I'll make it like proper in a sec. Make it room. I'm sure I have a room variable here. In here, yeah, interface room. I'm gonna move this interface to typings because we're probably gonna use it across the app. Let's do the types and interfaces separately.
Cool.
So room. Is this gonna equal room? Yeah, sorry. I just I figured this might be better for us. There we go. Anything else weird in here? I was complaining about. Oh, yeah, just leave that for now. So I'm in two of the same files at the moment.
Yeah.
So this room, we're gonna get all this information from room rather than this like awaited doc.
Okay.
I think it stops us from doing multiple round trips because the user already, when they're clicking, they have the updated game board. I don't think anything's gonna go wrong there. Like, I think less is actually likely to go wrong there than the other way. I don't know. Maybe there's like some stuff that we have to put in the middle to make sure like things are happening properly. But yeah.
All right.
I think we're fine. Because technically only the player whose turn it is can act, so there's going to be like stuff like that we have to implement. Okay, so that just means that our MarkBoard has to be updated with room being room. So that's that.
Cool.
DB will come in just now. So now in our room over here, MarkBoard needs to come with the room as well. And we already have room up there.
Yeah.
So we got the use room, like.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. Can potentially be undefined. So, but we should say we already have the if room is undefined, then we return room not found. So they can't do any click stuff. So we're gonna say that room already exists, definitely. That's what the exclamation mark says. Like,
yeah,
we've done other stuff before to make sure that room is there. Cool. So
awesome.
actually cleans it up quite nicely. Because now if we go to our UseMarkBoard, there's no like double fetch. There's just you're getting stuff from the room.
Awesome.
Sweet. So now we can do our update, and our update is going to be, I mean, we can even basically do set if we wanted to, but I'll just do updates anyway. It's going to be all these values. So we're just going to say board is now new board, and message is now new message, and is game done. I'm going to change them to be alphabetical because I'm OCD that way, but yeah, I'll do that now. Player turn is going to be the new player turn, and turn number is the new turn number.
Awesome.
Sweet. Oops. Player turn, and it's going to make this alphabetical. That's just those two. Okay. That should theoretically work. But our game is going to be a bit funny because our state is quite messed up. So that's the thing. We're also going to need to like make like a create room function and all that stuff. So if I go to your face, I can reload this. We go to game room. Doesn't break, so it is X's turn, even though it shouldn't be. It loads, done. Loads, done. Loads, done. Loads, done. So it does like a little like loader done kind of thing. So that like the dashes are just to say that it's busy, like, you know, marking.
Yeah. Sweet.
Although it doesn't really get the who won properly. So that's the thing. I think because the turn number was still set to 0 or something.
Yeah.
But our clear board functionality should fix that.
Cool.
So that's pretty good. Let's just like commit that. Created and implemented UseMarkBoard hook. Guess I should just make it like a one-word thing. There we go. And we'll push that up. Sweet. So that's one thing. My development build is not optimized. Yeah, I understand that. I'm developing. So what do we do now? Now we should just make our clear board hook.
Yeah, that's it.
It should be much easier now that we have some other stuff set up.
Yeah.
So basically, we need to put this functionality into like another use hook, because that's how we're structuring our Firebase stuff now. So use clear board. So yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna set it up based off this other thing here. So we'll have a use state because we need to hold the is clearing and stuff.
Yeah.
DB we need to import so that we can update our database.
Yes.
I don't know if we need typings or not. We'll see. I don't need any helpers. So yeah. Interface. So the output that we're expecting from this hook is to say is clearing. That needs to be a Boolean. And then I think that's all actually.
Cool.
Yeah, because the other stuff will update, real time. So
yeah,
we're good there. So we say use clear board. I think we also, again, we need the room ID to know which room that we're going to clear.
Yeah.
Geez, in all of these cases, hey, like, I think we can just get it from, like, I'm going to update our roots. So in here, I'm going to call it room ID just so it's a bit more specific.
Okay.
And now obviously in our room, everything's broken. So this is going to be room ID, but
Room ID, yeah.
the only places that we use this ID are there.
Cool.
So we're going to remove this use params from here. And we're going to actually update our use room and use MarkBoard to use the hook inside them. Because I can't see a place where we're actually going to, like, get a board where we're not actually at the ID.
Okay.
We can, I don't know, we could make the input parameter optional later and then say, like, if the input parameter's there, use that. Otherwise, try use params,
Okay.
This does make it more coupled. Like, so it's actually like a slightly, like, it's this weird kind of thing of like, now this will only work if we have like proper routing set up, but that's fine. The way that we plan our app to work should work fine around this. So I'm just going to do my import use params from React router DOM. Should actually copy that because it's painful to type.
Awesome.
And yeah, instead of saying room ID here, we're just going to say const room ID. It's going to equal use params.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's done there. We've got to do it in here as well. Just need to import that same statement, use params. And then again, room ID over here is not going to be part of this. So const room ID equals use params. Done. Okay, cool. This is just complaining because this is an empty file that's not exporting anything. So if I did this, then we could say export default, use clearboard. So it just means the whole app can't compile.
Yeah.
Should be fine now if I rerun this. Yeah, it's all working again. Okay. So yeah, that just means over here we don't need to, pass anything in because we already, like, in all the cases, we know that we have the room ID in the parameters because we have to be on a game board to use these. So
awesome.
It's quite crazy because I haven't done this kind of stuff like in real projects.
Yeah, that's insane.
So yeah, I've got to just say output here. So that means that we need to return is clearing. For now, I'm just going to make it false. Let's get that as a state is clearing. Set is clearing. So be put to use state. Make it false as default. Remember to tell us that it's a Boolean. Not that it matters. I think if you say that it's false in here, then it will
automatically know.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That's
cool.
But yeah, it's just, I guess, being more specific. Saying you can't change it to something that's not that. Okay, that means that we're returning is clearing in here. Now we're going to make an asynchronous function. Yeah, I guess we're also going to return clear or clear board.
Cool.
Which will be a function. I don't think it needs to take anything in. Because I don't know. Let's like look quickly at our pages. Okay, so we do need the starting turn.
Yeah. And
but we don't need anything else. And I don't even think we put the starting turn into our room yet. Yeah, I didn't. So I'll make starting turn a symbol as well.
cool.
That means on Firebase we should probably update that to have a starting turn. Add a field, starting turn. I just say X started. That way we get the starting turn, you know,
Cool.
to just remember who started, so that when we make a new board, we set this person who started to be the opposite person.
Awesome.
Cool. So, I mean, you could just randomize it as well, but I think it's better to make it like swap. You can randomize it at the start, the very, very first implementation, when you create a board. Okay. So that does mean that our function will take in the starting turn. So I'm going to put in symbol here, which you get from typings. All good.
Cool.
Yeah, it's not going to output anything, so it's just a void. I mean, I can say over here that it's a void, but it's actually a promise. So yeah, it's just I'm not going to set anything here. So I'm going to add that clear board to this. I must put a comma there. So initially we're going to do our set is clearing to true, and then do some stuff, and then we set is clearing to false at the end.
Okay.
And we'll, in here, I guess we'll do like a try catch. So console.error.
Cool.
I don't think there should be an error, so it's unlikely. So I'm not going to try and deal with it now. If we're making like a production app, you probably would.
Yeah.
Right. So now we're pretty much gonna like just set the like update the room. We're gonna do this whole update thing.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be it. So that's gonna be based off of what we did in here. So we're gonna set the board to be a whole bunch of nulls. So it's gonna be
cool.
9 nulls. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool. I don't know if it's there. That's good. Set is game done to false. The message is going to be based on who's starting turn. So I think that's where we got confused. The messaging and stuff was messed up. So it's going to be who's currently the starting turn. We're going to say the opposite of that.
11. Yeah.
So we'll do the whole. Yeah, that's where the set state stuff gets a bit weird.
Cool.
So if the person who started turn was sorry, we have to say equal to X.
Then we make it O.
Yeah, then we make
awesome.
it O.
I get it.
Otherwise X, and we just say that
awesome.
person's turn. Cool.
Cool.
Message there. So player turn is going to be that same thing.
Yeah.
We can make like a new starting turn actually.
And just pass it to both of them.
Yeah. So then it's a bit simpler.
Yeah.
Oops, what did I do? Do some magic. Yeah, so new starting turn.
Awesome.
Turn number is going to be 1. Sorry, so you start on turn 1. And then we do need the other variable for starting turn. And yeah, the cool thing is we don't really need to put that in the other things update, because there's not going to be a new starting turn every time they mark something. So that's why we use updates instead of set. Cool. So starting turn in here will just be the new starting turn that we created.
Awesome.
And that's that. Pretty straightforward, actually.
Awesome.
So now in here, we will call
The use clearboard.
yeah. So we need to go get it. I need to remember to export it. So
I know all about that.
I know all about that. Use clipboard from / use clipboard. Done. Cool. So up there we can import from use clipboard from our hooks. And now we say is clearing. And sorry, I need to get the clearboard function from there too. Great. So yeah, that also doesn't need the room ID. Sorry, I forgot to do that. I need to say const room ID. Yeah, sorry, I have to give all the little things I need to do. Equals use params. Yeah, it automatically imports it from React Router. React Router and React Router DOM work the same, yeah. So I like to just import everything from React Router DOM. Because there's some stuff that doesn't like work there. You can also like set like iparams in here if you wanted to. And like go and say what object is expected in here. But yeah, we're not going to go that deep into it. I don't even do it in my main project because those parameters change based off like, well, in my case, I render different routes based off of what role you are and stuff.
Okay, awesome.
So, okay, so we got the is clearing. So this button over here is going to be disabled if is clearing is true.
Cool.
And it's also going to say if is clearing is true, we're going to render ing. Otherwise, we render nothing. So if it is clearing, we're clearing board.
Cool.
I don't know why that's complaining. Disabled isn't, it's disabled. Yeah, that should work. Okay, and then now it's just complaining that we haven't used this yet, which makes sense. So in here, we're just gonna clear board and we're gonna pass in, we'll get starting turn from this room. So we'll pass in the starting turn. We don't have to pass in the whole room object, like, because we're just using the one thing. But yeah, it makes sense to pass in the whole room object because lots of things depend on that.
Yes.
So yeah, and more things might depend on that. So it's like good to just pass it all in, so we can use it. All right, let's go test it. Sorry, I'm like opening a million things on my computer. So if I refresh this, if I clear board, it's clearing board, done.
Awesome.
X wins, and it won't let me do anything.
Awesome. That's so cool.
Clear board. I want to make it so that only the unchecked ones is marking.
Okay.
So all these is markings, I'm gonna say if it is marking and there's no board at these numbers. So if it's empty and it is marking, so that the whole board doesn't like flash Yeah. See, it's a little bit better. You can like see things.
Yeah.
It's quite quick though. So I mean, like even if you like go really quickly, like
Yeah.
it's hard to like double click them. Yeah, they are clicked twice. Cool. And I mean this this works to the point where like if we had a screen here and again like another local host over here, they update like, you know, on each other's screens.
Awesome. That's cool.
So
Sweet.
yeah, it's pretty cool. So let's git commit that. I think that will be it for today.
Yeah.
Pretty good place to end. But yeah, we'll talk a little bit now about what we plan to do tomorrow. Because I have an idea.
Cool.
So we implemented the use clearboard hook and created it, I guess. I'll push that through so people can go see that. The link for this is in the description. I think it's in the description of this. Forgot to change the stream stuff. So what's the stream called? I gave it a name. What I called it Firebase, update Firebase data. Yeah, there we go. Save. Cool. I think in the stream description we've got, yeah, I did put there the link to our GitHub for this.
Cool.
So you can check, people can check that out. But otherwise we're gonna yarn deploy. So it's doing the build. And then you and I can have a quick game.
Sick.
Do you have the link to it?
I think I do. Let me just check. Where are you? No, I think just send it again, bro.
Okay, yeah, sure.
It was so long, like
I'll send it to you
all
on
the way
Hangouts.
up. Cool.
You've already, I'm clearing that board.
Correct. Awesome.
Sweet.
There we go.
Okay. You can be
Okay. Let's go.
Bam.
That's so cool, eh?
Yeah.
That's so sick. This game-ish.
This game.
Oh my gosh, bro. No ways.
It's a draw.
It's a
Okay,
draw.
I'm going first.
Sick. Okay, go.
There.
Alrighty.
Yo, what a chop. You ruined my strategy.
Oh.
You're like really thinking this out, like hardcore.
Got to block there. Damn.
Oh, it's a draw.
What the
again.
heck, bro?
The horror.
Oh my
Just
gosh.
like majority of TicTacToe games.
Okay, let's. So if other people join now, they can also click on us.
My phone battery is low, so my camera paused while I was drinking.
Change it up.
But yeah, you've done your thing.
Let me just think where.
We can build like a little AI for this as well.
That would be cool. Yo.
Like, so to
Dude,
play against a bot.
are we ever gonna win?
Probably not. We're both fairly intelligent human beings.
Oh no. Damn. It's another draw.
Let me try that.
What the heck? Okay, let's go. You want this square. I know you want this one.
Ugh, you know it all the time. That's the only way to win. It's like, wait, like, go again. Like, so go in the middle.
Yeah.
Now, if you go to the corner, then you'll lose. If you go to the sides now, you'll win. But like, or
Yeah.
you won't win. You'll draw. But like, if you go to
Yeah.
one of the corners now, like, if you went there and then I went there, then you're like, I can't do
Yeah,
these
you
two
got
blocks.
2 spots. Yeah.
So
It's hectic, eh?
that's like the only strategy to this, to like try and win. Like,
Yeah. Oh,
otherwise it's
awesome,
just like,
dude. That's so cool.
So we built a pretty stupid game. But yeah, the next goal obviously now is to make this so that, like, you know, I can't play while it's your turn and stuff like that.
Yes.
And in order to do that, we need to actually like log the user that's like, you know, logged in.
Yes.
I mean, you could like kind of like assign player 1 and assign player 2 to like the IP addresses.
Yeah.
But like, I think we'll try and make a thing where we just actually like, I don't know, we keep everyone like Firebase related, so that like,
yes,
if they're logged into like a game and I don't know, like if you log into like a room, you have to actually specifically sign up as player 1 and sign up as player 2.
yes,
Like,
of course, yeah.
you know, and then you have to like, we have to have like a ready function so that you're both ready to clear the board and stuff like that.
Yeah. And obviously every time generate a new room ID.
Yeah, exactly. All that stuff.
Okay.
So what I was thinking for tomorrow is we make our app look a little bit prettier, and then we go
Okay.
build the login and sign up screens, and then
Sweet.
like, yeah, we do the Firebase login and sign up is quite straightforward actually. But then the next day we can look at how we, you know, link it with data and stuff.
Awesome, my
So
bro.
tomorrow will be like a make things pretty stream.
Sick.
And I can show you how to build like a layout component, like so you put your routing inside the nice layout. So that all our pages are like consistent and you don't have to like recode each page to look nice.
Okay.
So
awesome.
that'd be cool. Yeah.
Sweet. That's gonna be so rad. Yeah, see.
I guess I should end the stream.
Cool.
Goodbye, people of the internet. I hope you had fun. I hope it was cool.
It was super cool.
Kevin, you can say bye to them too.
Cheers, people.
Okay, bye guys.